So, Richard is right. It was a sad week. This week we are acknowledging and celebrating the life and passing away of
the
greatest. Without a doubt, one of the most influential athletes in human history. We were talking about Muhammad Ali. He passed away this week, complications. He had a 30-year battle with illness, but he is an American icon. And what is amazing about his life and legacy is the fact that in addition to being an unstoppable force in the boxing ring, he dedicated the second half of his life to promoting peace, human rights, justice, and he was just all around an amazing guy. So Muhammad Ali is the man.
And I mean, here's the thing. Muhammad Ali, when in his prime, right now I think we spend a lot of time honoring Muhammad Ali and talking about how great he was, but in the 50s and 60s, when he, the folks at that time hated him. They hate what he stood for. Remember, this is the guy who changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali and burnt his draft card because he did not agree with the war in the war in Vietnam. And beyond not agreeing with the war, or was it Korea? One or the other.
I don't know. It might have been Korea.
All right. Beyond not agreeing with the war, to take a step further, the point he made was, how is it possible for me to go fight for somebody else's freedom when right here in America, the Negro isn't free?
Yeah.
And so he has always, in his life, stood for what this country should be, a more fair and just society. And I think as his career progressed, I think there's a direct correlation. There's definitely a correlation between his career progressing and our country becoming a more fair and just place. And I think if you think about the fact that if it wasn't for Muhammad Ali, we would probably not have an African-American president in the White House.
Oh, his legacy is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, listen, I'm not a sports writer. I am not even going to remotely begin to offer a eulogy in defense of his greatness as one of the best, if not the greatest of all time as a boxer. But if you have even just seen a clip of Muhammad Ali fighting, you were watching someone who had transcended what is normally
the ring.
What is normally boxing, right? He was someone that just had this ability. I mean, you're talking about someone who is a massive human being, but was able to move like someone half his size.
But that's part of it. And I think the other part is ever so rarely that you see folks transcend their particular industry to become a global icon. Yeah. Every now and then you see it, right? I mean, you saw clearly Oprah Winfrey is somebody who's transcended being from sitting on a couch talking about, who's cheating on who, to being what you would call a figure that has moved our country forward.
Sure.
Right?
Of course.
You have you have somebody like Michael Jackson who did the same thing, who used their profession to move our country forward, right? You have Marian Anderson who did this. Muhammad Ali falls into that category. He falls into the greats in that category. Yeah. The Marian Andersons, the Dorothy Dandridges, right? The Paul Robesons, who said, we're going to come in and we're going to use our talent to move this nation forward, not just in the field of boxing or in the field of singing, but to move us to a more fair and just place, not only in laws, but in actions and in deeds. Because no matter if you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Pacific Asian Islander, green, blue, purple, Confederate, racist, I don't give a damn what you are. You cannot deny the facts that this is a talented boxer. Absolutely. And what he stands for is that talent should always, content of your character and talent should always overcome and triumph race and creed and color and sex and sexuality now in 2016.
No, you're totally right. And so we want to give a big salute on the Richard Fowler Show. We are going to see if we can't. So, we have our Hall of Heroes here with some of the people behind us. I think it would certainly be fitting to include Muhammad Ali on that. So we're going to see what we can do about that.
We'll add him to the Hall of Heroes.
We'll add him to the Hall of Heroes.
And we never do this. And to shout out to our Hall of Heroes, which is brought to you by one of the brand sponsors. And I'm happy to be one of the brand ambassadors for Hero Heads. Yep. Check them out, heroheads.com. They're on Instagram.
Talk about our sponsors for a second.
Got to. And I think the whole idea behind Hero Heads, for folks who don't know, is not only do they create these beautiful, and these are all original artworks based off publicly sourced pictures, But 10% of the profits from every Hero Head shirt, depending upon who's on that shirt, the likeness of that shirt, goes to a charity that is either the organ that person's charity or their foundation, or something that they struggle with or something they worked towards. So check out Hero Heads.
We'll hope to have a Muhammad Ali Hero Head
adorning our studio.
Coming to a studio
Fowler
near you.
studio near you.
Muhammad Ali's funeral is going to be open to the public, something that's very rare.
Tickets sold out in seconds.
Oh yeah, so it's going to be at the KFC Yum Center, which is
Louisville.
a freaking weird name for a sporting arena.
Because Yum is the name of the company.
I know, it's just hilarious.
In Louisville, his hometown.
Sold out. That was a 22,000 seat basketball arena.
Not sold out, given out.
Yeah.
Now sold out. Standing room only.
All following with the legacy of the great Muhammad Ali.
Sing like a boa, float like a butterfly, sing like a bee.
There you have it, Richard. Botches the quote. Let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe.